Dance. 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 You can see that look in my eye. Ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Roll up while I cry.
Here we go again. I mean, this is the truth show, and there's more. And there's more. I'm not done yet. I mean, this is the truth show. Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hey, Indra. Girl, you and your emojis. Cool it down with the emojis. How you doing? All my regulars. How y'all doing on this Saturday? Are y'all ready for a informative, packed show? I'm debating if I want to do some tarot readings. I'm seriously debating on doing that. I don't know if I want to do it. I have to be put in the right headspace for that. You know, I am in a headspace, but I don't know if I really want to do it or not. So that's where the dilemma is. You know what I'm saying? So I am seriously, I don't know. We'll see how the show goes. I'll see how many viewers I have. If I have a lot of viewers, then I'll do it. But if I don't have a lot of viewers, then I probably won't do it. And I never know how many viewers I have anyway. All I see here is like 10, 11, 12. And then I'll look, it's 300 views. And sometimes I'll look, there's 1,200. And then I go back, it's only 200. So I don't know how many people are viewing me. I have no idea. Your guess is good as mine. Okay, so... Yes, I do see. Yes, we have a lot to say about that orange Cheeto. Okay. Back to the orange Cheeto. Now, back to the orange Cheeto here, because we do have a lot to cover about the orange Cheeto. Yes, we do. So I just want to say hello to my truth seekers. My name is Keisha, and welcome to the Truth Show. Now, this information presented here is about how Trump is losing, and every day it's getting worse and more dangerous. Now, it seems like the Republicans are trying to run, or they trying to make some kind of last minute demands, especially Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is up to something. I don't trust him at all. He is definitely up to something. It feels like we are literally up against people who want so badly to hold on to the old racist ways, the old ways where everything was just troublesome and divided and just very toxic, not healthy, not happy, just painful and stressful. They want to go back to those times because that's the times that they love so much. You know what I'm saying? You said you haven't seen my channel. I didn't know. I do tarot. That's what I'm trying to debate if I should do it. I'll see how it goes. If it goes well, because I have my camera here and I'm in the right mind space. I've been meditating for days and I do have a lot of psychic energy I want to, bring forth. You know what I'm saying? But I have to see how I'm feeling at the end of the day. In this live show. If I'm feeling okay, then I probably take like a little 15 or 10 minute, 5-minute, whatever break to get it set up, and we just do a random tarot reading. It just depends how I'm feeling. I mean, if I feel like I'm speaking to nobody, then I'm not doing a damn thing. Okay, so back to Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is up to something. Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House, the Senate, and he is up to something. He's the one who conveniently, suspiciously seemed to have came with those last minute votes just in time at the time that Trump wanted him to, which I'm hearing that they were forged and they were threatened. Mike Johnson is up to something. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. That's who you guys really should be watching out for, because he's so needing to please Trump by any means necessary. Again, we have a lot of Republicans who are very insecure and has some deep father issues. He want to please him just like Pam Bondi want to please Donald Trump because of father issues, want to make his father happy. So that's what Mike Johnson is pretty much doing at this moment. Okay, so we have that particular dilemma that we need to really dive deep into. You know what I'm saying? But we're definitely against some old times. We're definitely against people who trying so hardly to hold on to these old Pisces era ways. You know, they honestly fear a change a great deal, even though change will benefit them as well. It will take a load off their shoulder, but they're not seeing it that way. They're seeing it in a negative way, seeing it that they're losing power. I mean, I don't know why they feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what you lost in one area, you may gain in another area. They're not even trying to see if they even like the new times. I mean, we have China who's booming in technology, Japan, Korea, all these places, even Dubai is booming. And here we are still stuck in trying to figure out if we want to get rid of the old, crazy, old-fashioned ways. We're still dealing with the old bus system. Our roads are screwed up. Our airports are so behind technology. We are so behind. It's so freaking ridiculous because we have this old regime and these old group of people who are trying so hardly to hold on to a structure and a time that is no longer working anymore. We need to move forward. Okay, they have to go. They have to go. It's starting to get ridiculous. TSA workers are losing money. I mean, this is so sad. We have never had this issue with the airport since Trump came into office. Since Trump came into office, there's been problem after problem after problem. This is not even fair. And these Republicans are being so selfish. They're not even seeing it. The only thing they see is themselves. Not all of them. Some of them seem to be growing a conscience. But we have Mike Johnson, who, you know, we'll talk about that little fucker in a little minute. Anyway, yeah, Kiki is definitely full effect because, you know, I don't like, yeah, okay, here we go. Let me get back focused here. Okay, so during this time, there seemed to have been, and I'm late with this story, but people keep asking me and they keep popping in my feed. I know you guys are probably thinking algorithm. No, my algorithm is filled with really stupid stuff, honestly. A lot of politics is in my algorithm. I'm getting into the whole giant thing for some reason. And, you know, past videos, and I love talking dogs. I have a really boring algorithm. I'll be real with you. But the Usher and Justin Bieber thing is definitely popping up in there. I don't know if it's meant for me to talk about them. I don't want to do a tarot reading on them because I already did a tarot reading on Usher and Justin Bieber, and it already came into fruition already. So there's no need to do another one on them. I don't even need to do tarot readings. Honestly, tarot cards help me organize my visions. I don't necessarily need them. Now, I know I'm late with it, but I'm definitely give my little 2 cents about it and just move on from that whole story. But I hope that Justin Bieber has woken up from the lies and tricks that he was told and the pain that many of his predecessors and people who supposedly had helped him. I hope he finally see how evil they are. And Usher seemed to be one of those groups of people. We may have to stop seeing Usher as this kind, smiling idiot. I think he definitely joined the dark side a long time ago. Some people embrace their victims, you know, or some people have two-faced. You know, one side they're humble and, you know, humanitarian is great dad, and the other side they're evil as hell. I mean, you see what Usher did with his ex-wife. Not the woman he was married to before, I'm talking about the one he had the kid by, the son's by. You see how he just threw her away, and then I think her son died or something. We will get into all that later, but Usher is very evil, man. I'm starting to see him in a different light. I think we need to stop seeing him as a victim and start seeing him right along with the rest of them fools as a predator. So it makes me curious, you know, it definitely makes me curious. It definitely makes me want to do the tarot reading, but we'll find out later if I'm in the mood to do those tarot readings. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Now we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and start with the show. Okay. Yes. The mail is being late. That's because, remember, Trump, he defunded the post office, remember? Because he's trying to rig the election, remember? Remember, he did that in the beginning. That was part of the big, beautiful bill that suspiciously got passed, that I don't know how it got passed, that conveniently got passed at the time Trump wanted it to pass, because Mike Johnson surprisingly came up the last signatures. Not sure how he did that, but we'll just, you know, cross that out another day. But they need to definitely do a heavy research on Mike Johnson because I know he did some illegal shit. But yes, just because Trump defunded the post office, the USPS, he defunded them. So a lot of them are not getting paid. That's where our mail has been. Like, he's doing that because he's trying so desperately to try to ruin the midterms. Because, you know, if the Republicans lose and the Democrats take control of both the Senate and House, him and his party is gone. He's going to be impeached and thrown in jail. They're not holding no fucking mercy. And their entire party is gone. So right now, we are literally at the brink of change. If they win, we are fucked. If they lose, there may be a possible chance here. Okay? There may be a possible chance that the war possibly ends. But what they need to do is get rid of their entire party. Not just freaking Trump. Their entire party needs to go. Because if we know they rigged the election, nobody voted for them, man. So I'm sorry. Getting back on the subject here. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Trump to dump. It seems like Trump takes, see, here's the thing. Trump is against the wall right now. He's against the wall. Okay. He's getting all this pressure from TSA workers. He knows that he needs them working. He needs them working. Okay. Because the pressure is there and he don't want to look too bad, even though he don't get too flying fucks about these people. When he flies around in, you know, our airline or jet or plane or whatever. He don't have to take private planes or jets or anything. Or, well, you know what I'm saying. So he don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? He's the president for the moment. And I don't know what he have offered or promised these Senate who's kissing his ass. I don't know what deal he offered them for them to be so loyal. We are still trying to figure that part out. Okay, that's definitely a mystery for us all. Okay, but yes, he's trying to do something, but I think he's only doing it because of the pressure. So there's a major funding battle unfolding in Washington over how to pay airport security workers and keep our borders, excuse me, and keep our borders secure. President Trump just told a bold, he just told a bold statement and took a bold step, okay, and saying he's going to pay the TS workers. And he pretty much said here that Trump took a bold step by ordering federal officials to pay TS workers directly using emergency powers because the Congress can't agree on funding plan for the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. Well, they did agree it. I mean, the House was being a little sketchy, but it got passed somehow. And it was passed the Senate. It was passed the Senate and everything. It was ready. I mean, seriously, the Senate had passed the bill to fund most of the DHS, including the TSA, the Coast Guard, emergency services, but left out Immigration and Customs, which means ICE and Border Patrol, due to the disagreements over immigration policies. So that was the only thing that was left out. Now, the House Republican leaders immediately reject the bill, demanding that any plan must fully fund border enforcement and contain tougher immigration measures because, you know, they need them to go to the alligator island or what pedophile island they need to go to so they can get their rocks off. We know why they're doing the immigration. There's plenty of kids that's been missing at the immigration. Y'all hear about that? Yeah, it's in the thousands. A lot of kids and teenagers are coming up missing. In all races, not just the, you know, Hispanics and shit. No, all races. All races. This is what they're hiding. So that's why they're trying so hard to get on this immigration thing. Okay. So instead, they're pushing for a short-term funding bill that will last 8 weeks and give back pay to federal workers. So if this disagreement just over immigration stops, that means TSA workers who didn't quit, okay, who's toughing it out somehow, maybe in unemployment, I'm not even sure, will get back pay for the days that was missed. Now, stay with me here. Now, this standoff means TSA workers miss paychecks, causing many to call in sick or quit because they have to get another job. They have bills. They have food. They have a family. That's unless they're married and their spouse can carry the weight until whatever happens. You know what I'm saying? So TSA workers have missed paychecks, causing many to call in sick or quit, leading to long lines and delay for airline passengers. Trump called the situation an unprecedented emergency and sign an executive order to make sure TSA workers get paid while Congress in deadline. He's like, okay, look, this is getting sick. I'm getting calls from everywhere. Fuck it, I'll pay them. Let's just pay them. This is Trump. Like, I'll just pay them. He got people in his ear saying, no, Trump, you're giving in. They haven't agreed on the Save the Vote Act. They haven't agreed on that. In immigration, we need these immigrants. We need these sick, disgusting, deviant fuckers. They don't care about immigrants, man. They doing this because of their own sick needs. We need them. He's like, no, I'm sick of this. Just pay the fucking workers. You don't give a fuck about these workers. Just pay them. He's like, just pay them. I don't care. Just pay them. Just so I can go on to figuring out how to get out of this goddamn war. I don't give a fuck about these workers. You got to think like Trump. He's thinking about the worker. He's thinking about the workers getting paid. Not really. He don't care. But he just don't want, he feel like it's a stupid problem. You know, I have the war to think about. I'll just pay these people, pay these motherfuckers. You know, this is where his mind is at. Just pay them shit. So this is what, seriously. First of all, I doubt if he said unprecedented emergency, because I don't even think he know what unprecedented means. So I doubt if he even fucking said that. So yeah. So he was ready to sign. He signed the executive order to make sure TSA workers get paid. I mean, I think he was getting ready to sign it. That information is a bit sketchy. I'm gonna be real with you. So it got signed. TSA workers are getting paid while Congress in deadlock. He was ready to do it. Like, let's just sign an executive order. Just the TSA workers, not the Coast Guard that was passed before. No, just the TSA workers, because it got stopped. I'll tell you why it got stopped. Now, both sides are blaming each other, but House Speaker Mike Johnson is the one who stopped it. He stopped it. Trump was okay with it. He don't give a fuck about these TSA workers. He has his war to try to figure out how to use a lot of and become a hero at the end. You know, he don't give a shit. Just pay these goddamn people and get them off our freaking back. He don't care. However, Mike Johnson, it gets to Mike Johnson for it can just go through and everyone get paid. Everyone is happy. Great. Call them 500 people. Hopefully they'll come back. I don't know. Depends. I'm sure they will. But considering this is like the second or third time this shit happened, I don't know if they will. But, you know, I hear the money's pretty damn good. And who don't like free air travel? So more than likely, they probably will come back. So Mike Johnson comes in. He said the Senate bill is a joke. And he accused the Democrats. Now, this is the short, measly fuck. This is the Speaker of the House, the one who gives off gay vibes. He is the one that's just, I don't know, just needing to please Trump by any means necessary. They need to check his financial and his emails. Maybe Iran should hack into that shit. Okay, I'm sure they'll find something with the little short, measly fuck. So we have Mike Johnson. He said the bill was a joke and accused Democrats of trying to weaken the border security because they need these immigrants. They need these underage children and babies. Okay. He said he's trying to weaken the border security. Why the fuck would he give a fuck about the border security? He has no reason to come in contact with them at all. Or do you, Mike Johnson? Huh? So Democrats argue that Republicans are ignoring their requests for policy changes like more oversight immigration enforcements. Why would he care? I mean, judging from what I dig in, he has a little bit of, I don't know, little mixed genre and blood in his blood as well. So for him to be down talking immigrants is literally talking about himself. But we just ignore those little insignificance for now. So he said it's more of an oversight immigration enforcement and say that just funding TS workers isn't enough because he wants the ICE members funded, you know, because it gives him a rock star and makes him feel powerful like Trump. He has to please Daddy Trump and himself, okay? Because he's sick too. If he's going along with this, I no longer see him as a moral human being. He's sick too with some serious daddy and gay issues. But we'll go ahead and ignore that little information for now. Yeah, Kiki's full effect. So meanwhile, some Republicans want even more, like adding voter IDs rules to the funding bill, while others warn that short-term fixes will only delay the problem. Okay. Now, with Congress heading out for Easter break and no clear solution inside, the deadlock could stretch into the next month, which means these people could still not get paid, and the lines will be long as hell. I don't know how these TSA workers going to get paid because We have Mike Johnson, who stopped the bill from passing through because he looked at it and was like, no, 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 no. This is a fucking joke. I'm not approving it. Send this shit back. That's Mike Johnson. So that little fuck is the reason why TSA is not getting paid. So in summary, while President Trump executive action will make sure TSA workers getting paid, because he wants this to be another problem. He don't want to deal with this. He don't care about these TSA workers. He don't give a shit about these TSA workers. He really don't. Okay? So he want to make sure the TSA workers get paid for now. Now, the deeper fight over immigration and border security fund is far from over, and travel workers and the nation's security are caught in the middle of the political tug of war. Okay? Because, you have travelers, you have workers who work for Trump. And believe it or not, workers who work for Mike Johnson who feel like his dick is big now because, he has all this power right now. This make him feel real good. He must have been really bullied or something at a younger age. I'm getting, he was a really little short pissqueak in school. So now he feel like his dick is big and shit. So he's like, okay, no, fuck that. We sending this shit back. You got to think like a man who grew up insecure and wasn't in the crowd. He was considered the person getting bullied from the inner crowd. So now he's above the crowd, and now he's getting his rocks off. It's like literally grown-ass men fulfilling their childhood fixations and, I don't know, insecurities or something. So meanwhile, Republicans are trying to cheat by rigging the election, by making it hard for people to register to vote or to vote in general. Now, if they pass it, it will hurt them, and it may eliminate many women votes, which means I probably can't vote. But here's the secret plot that many of them weren't expecting. See, here's the part that they're not thinking because they're too busy feeling themselves. Okay. Many of the demographics who are Democrats, they're not married. Believe it or not, there's a large vast of people who do vote aren't married. And because consider racism and biasness when it comes to job loans, getting driver's license, etc., many of them do have birth certificates and marriage certificates. And believe it or not, it matches their driver's license or their state IDs. But get this, many of the MAGAs and the Republican Party don't have that type of documentation. Let's talk about that a little bit more. Okay? Now, here's the Mike Johnson. Here's the dude that more than likely was getting bullied and no telling what else during school, who all of a sudden feel his dick is big and he's this big ass, powerful MF right now. And he's trying to so hard to, make daddy happy here, Daddy Trump here, because, he want to make him happy. He has to make him happy. Even though Trump said, I don't give a fuck about these TSA workers. Just pay them and just get it over with. I mean, why y'all stall? I don't care. I have bigger fish to fry. I don't fucking care about these workers. Just pay them and shut up. He's like, no, Daddy Trump, no, we cannot do that. No, no, no. We need immigrants. We need them to really put a little more stronghold on immigration. We just need this. I need this. I need this. This is what, little short pipsqueak Mike Johnson, who is the reason why it didn't pass here. He's the reason why the big, beautiful bill passed too, because Trump said, I want this thing signed before the new year or something like that. And they could not come into an agreement. It was literally at a boat. It was literally at a chokehold. A lot of Republicans didn't want that stupid fucking bill. But surprisingly, at the last minute, in spur of the moment, in like a thief in the night, suspicious, insecure as Mike Johnson, he comes up with these last minute votes and no one knew where the fuck they came from. He comes up with the votes for the big, beautiful bill that passed. So he was able to make Donald Trump happy. And from what I hear, he gets some serious strong-ass perks from doing this shit too. Oh, yeah, they should be digging into his finance. I guarantee you he got some secrets. He got some fucking secrets. So if y'all want to know why the big, beautiful bill got passed and why the TSA workers aren't getting paid, look at him. Look at him. He's the reason. Yeah. So today we're seeing two big issues impacting our country. New voter restrictions and rising economic pressures. First, let's talk about the voting a little bit more. Some Republicans, believe it or not, are pushing for stricter rules that will make it harder for certain people, especially young, unmarried, or minority voters, to register and cast their ballots. Now, critics argue that these changes are designed to rig the election by making it difficult for groups who tend to vote Democratic. Okay. Now, while some believe these rules can reduce women votes, like I said, let me break it down to you. There's a twist. believe it or not, many Democratic-leaning voters, even if unmarried or facing systematic bias in jobs and loans, actually have the right documents like birth certificates that match their driver's license or IDs. So the impact may be severe to some Republicans. So while he's trying to get the immigrant because he needs the children and the teenagers and all that stuff because he's a sick, twisted fuck. And some of the Republicans are definitely that as well. They want the immigrants. I ain't gonna even tell you what happened to Alligator Island and those detention camps with them poor babies. The stuff that I see in my image, they send it to me, and you guys probably think I'm nuts. And the stuff that I'm hearing that they're doing to these poor babies is sick. It's like a huge pedophile ring. Now, so he's desperately trying to pass the Save the Vote Act and get the ICE members, who are literally traffickers and recruiters now. They're literally guards for pedos and racist people who trying to hold on to an old regime of racism. You know, they don't know what they're doing. They're doing it for the love of money. Okay, so you sold your soul for the love of money. Okay, let me know how that goes. Okay. So we have that going on here. Now, on the economic front, a new set of challenges is hitting American wallets. Fuel surcharges and higher shipping costs are popping up everywhere. From the post office adding 8% fee on some package to trucking companies. I mean, I know the deal. We are literally in the middle of something seriously freaking crazy here. Seriously, sorry about that. So, reason I'm saying that the truck companies are paying more because they're paying more for diesel. So they have to add a little bit more to pay for diesel fuel because the gas prices are high. Now, when transportation costs rise, those expenses eventually show up up at the grocery store and everyday shopping. Experts say it usually takes about 6 weeks for higher fuel prices to translate into higher food prices. But it doesn't mean that some gas stations and some companies are not going to take effect of this whole little democratic upheaval of inflation, so to speak, of the oil. Did just raise their prices anyway to take advantage of this time, even though they're not even paying that much for their oil yet. And we only got like maybe 10 or 20% oil from Iran. We have a lot of oil here in America, believe it or not. And we get some from Canada. I'm not sure if that deal is still present, but I believe it is. So we wasn't getting a large, substantial amount of oil from Iran anyway. And I'll be saying Iran, and Iran, just to point that out. So, but I do believe they're taking advantage of our ignorance and having us think that most of our oil come from Iran, and doesn't. We got our weapons from them, a large vast of our weapons from Iran, but not a lot of our oil, just a small percentage. But doesn't mean gas station owners and things of that nature are going to take advantage of this, because they are greedy as hell too. Just want to point that out. Like I said, usually takes 6 weeks, but we are seeing it now because you have gas station people like, I pay so much for oil. Dude, you still paying the same amount for oil. Shut the fuck up. You don't even get your oil from Iran anyway. You're just trying to make more money. They love taking your ignorance for bliss, don't they? So the ripple effects don't stop there. Import prices, especially for goods like aluminum, are rising due to tariffs and global turmoil. While it's not as severe as the early pandemic days, some small businesses are feeling squeezed by these combined shocks, tariffs, war, and energy crisis. Many owners, like those in agriculture and equipment sales, say the financial strain is real. Oh, yes. So if you're thinking about the tariffs, we got to think about it in a global perspective. You know what I'm saying? Not just, just small demographic. It's affecting everyone. And what the most that we should be really considering is that the rich people are benefiting from the most. They're the ones who's benefiting from this whole tariff thing and the oil thing and all that shit too. So as a result, Americans are feeling less confident about the economy. Recent surveys show that people are worried about their short-term finances and the nation's economic outlook, especially as the war in Iran and higher energy prices add uncertainty. Now, however, most are still cautiously optimistic that things won't stay this tough too long. I don't know. If the Republican Party will stay this tough for a very long time, and the missing of children will become times 10. Just want to point that out. Yeah, trafficking will definitely go high, and they will make sure it's not reported in the news. So, however, most are still cautious and optimistic about things will, pan out eventually, unless the crisis drags on and inflation jumps even higher, which it will. if the Republicans win. And in summary, voting rights and economic pressures are both under strain, with ordinary people caught in the middle of political maneuvering and global shocks. Now, the coming months will test both our democracy and our wallets. So we will see. We will see. Do we have people who care about our America citizens or the world? Or do they just care about themselves? If they care about themselves, nothing would change. We would still stay in this stagnant tug of war between people who are trying to hold on to old ways and trying to fulfill childhood insecurities, like this pipsqueak, or people who are embracing the future and change. Okay? Narcissistic sociopaths with cognitive descendants, or childhood fixations and insecurities. Which one is it? And this person, I can say a lot about him as well, but you get the gist. Now, did we have this here? The DHS confirms that Lewandowski left the department along with Noam. Well, how you pronounce his name? Noam, I think his name is Noam or something like that. Corey Lewandowski, known for managing Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, is no longer working at the DHS. He's no longer working for the Department of Homeland Security, according to an official statement released Friday. Lewandowski had been serving as an unpaid advisor to former DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, even appearing with her on official trips such as a recent visit to Guyana. Oh, yeah. His departure comes at a time of speculation about his future in the government, especially after Kristi Noem was appointed as a special envoy of security issues in the Western Hemisphere. Now, during Noem's controversial time at DHS, Lewandowski played a significant role behind the scenes, reportedly even having authority to veto big contracts and influence major decisions despite his unofficial unpaid status. But he was able to make some really huge decisions. Oh, Lewandowski. Okay. So his continued pressure in the DHS raised legal questions, since U.S. law limits how long unpaid government employees can work. But we still got Pam Bondi. I mean, she's the pedo and rapist trafficker cover. She makes sure they're all safe and they can continue trafficking and raping kids. That's her job. That's what she's on the world to do, and that's what she's doing. She's doing it beautifully. Now, Lewandowski involved in moves like the recent short-lived shutdown of TSA pre-check brought even more scrutiny, as that decision was seen as political pressure during a funding standoff. Again, older men trying to keep older times. We are literally in a transition between old age Pisces and the new age of free spirituality and free thinking, veil being lifted, Aquarius. That's what you're seeing played out in television, okay? So on top of professional controversies, questions about Lewandowski's relationship with Noam have surfaced amid media reports as a possible affair, which both have avoided discussing publicly. So Lewandowski, okay, the unpaid worker whose job was to just make huge decisions and screw Kristi Noem, because I'm sure that's the main reason he took the job, to screw Kristi Noem, who I personally don't think looks better than her husband, but it is what it is. So him and Kristi Noem and their little thing they had going on there. So Lewandowski's career had his ups and downs. While he was instrumental in Trump's primarily win in 2016, he was later ousted after having a physical altercation with reporter and power struggles within the campaign. I mean, he likes to, do this little punching and slapping every now and then. Maybe that's what Kristi Noem like. Maybe she liked that BDSM crap. So despite past drama, he has remained close to Trump. He has to stay close because, he likes that stuff. He likes the immigration stuff too, for many reasons. Serving in various campaign roles before being sidelined again last year. Now, in summary, Corey Lewandowski is officially out of DHS because he stepped down, not because he was fired, I don't even think he was fired. I don't care if he did screw Christy Noam local to love other dudes, I'm sure. I'm sure that's not the reason he left. Okay, I'm sure there's other reasons too. Marking the end of the chapter filed with controversy, influence, affair, and ongoing question about his role in government and his ties to key Trump allies because he don't get paid. So they're wondering if he was just a spy for Russian governments because he did this unpaid. So the question is, who's paying him? Who's paying him then? If he's not getting paid, somebody paying his motherfucker. We already know he's getting benefits for screwing Christy Noam. Okay, those are perks and free air travel and black cars to spend our tax money and whatever else Trump gave him. So why is he really there? And who's paying him? That's what they should be trying to figure out. Because I'm sure that affair with Christy Noam and whoever else she screwed is definitely just on the brink of discovery when it comes to Lewandowski. Okay. Okay, then we have the DHS shutdown enters new legislative territory after Speaker Johnson. We're going to visit that shit for now. Let's go ahead and visit little pipsqueak right here. So the partial government shutdown drags on after House Speaker Mike Johnson rejects a deal passed by the Senate that would fund the Department of Homeland Security. Now, NBC News correspondent Ryan Nobles, Monica and Albert, Juliet Ansley, and Aaron Gilchrist discussed the congressional gridlock and what it means for TSA workers as travelers continue to face hour-long wait times. I know they did. They are not paying that much for oil. We don't even get most of our oil from Iran anyway. The deal we have with Iran was for nuclear weapons. We have a lot of oil in America already, okay? Most of our oil, believe it or not, was coming from Canada. But we already have a lot of oil. We only got like 10, 15, 20%, if that, from Iran when it comes to oil. So it's not like if we lose that, it's going to be a huge loss from us. No, but that doesn't mean that gas station attendants and owners are not going to take advantage of our ignorance. He's lying. Okay, so let's get back to the pipsqueak here. So we have the pipsqueak here. Okay. Blocking the funding for TSA workers because, he gets private jets. Trump, even though, Senates don't have that condo and they're not paid like that, and they're damn sure not promised private jets and shit. Okay. But I'm sure, the perks that his daddy Trump promised him some perks like private jets and black cards and immigration, all the immigrants he wants, like a fucking pedophile trafficking buffet for his ass. I'm sure he promised all of that and then some, okay? Okay? I guarantee it. They need to check his cell phone records and see where it's pinging in them goddamn towers. That's what the hell they should be doing if you don't have a burner phone. So breaking it down in layman terms, Congress still hasn't passed a DHS funding bill. Sorry about that. The Senate passed one, but the House GOP rejected it. They left the TSA workers unpaid for weeks. This is this pipsqueak here, okay? To prevent airport chaos from escalating. Now, Trump issued an executive order directing DHS to use funds with the reasonable and logical nexus he want to pay, I'm telling you, Trump want to pay the TSA workers. Let's give him a little props for doing something conscientious of paying the TSA workers, just so he can get it off his to-do list and concentrate on immigrants, to feed his pedos and the war. And of course, finish making billionaires rich as if they can die with the goddamn money. You're going to leave the world naked. The hell? You collecting all this money for what? You plan on eating it? I mean, what the hell you know all this money for? Just dumb. So Trump want to pay the TSA employees as if the shutdown hadn't happened. Like, just pay them and get it over with. Why? He acting like, why are we? Who cares? Now, this is confirmed by both CNBC and Federal News Network. Let's just break it down a little bit more in terms of the CSA, because this is really important and it goes deeper, because this pipsqueak is the reason why they're not getting paid at the moment. Okay, so what does this not mean? Okay, while this is where we're currently at the situation, this is where it's at. I'm gonna break it down in layman terms. First of all, the shutdown is not over. DHS is still unfunded. ICE, CBP, and Coast Guard and other DHS agencies are still without pay. Yes. Now, TSA pay is not guaranteed long term. It depends on how long DHS can legally redirect their funds. So they redirect the funds. I won't be surprised if Trump is paying them out of his own laundering paycheck wallet just so they can get paid and they can just get off his nerves. Now, this is a pressure relief valve, not a solution. He's just trying to get rid of the pressure. It's not a solution. So what happens next? There are only two paths forward. Now, yeah, there are only two paths forward. Yeah, only two, ladies and gentlemen. Only two. The Congress passes a DHS funding bill. This will restore normal pay for all DHS agencies, including TSA. Or, this is the second one. The redirected funds run out. If the shutdown continues too long, TSA could face another pay disruption unless another workaround is created. Right now, the executive orders buys time, nothing more. So they're getting paid from some redirect funds or whatever, but it depends how long this short pipsqueak let it, continue, because he wants the immigrants, you see. He has to have the immigrants because the billionaires needs the immigrants. And their little pedo homeboys and stuff needs it too. Yeah. So, now here's the bottom line here. But let's go a little further here. Okay, yes, the TSA is getting paid, but only because Trump ordered DHS to redirect the funds. Other than that, this short pipsqueak would just say, fuck them, and they just won't get paid. He don't care. He get private jets and whatever else he was promised by the billionaires for, kissing their asses and making sure the immigrants are getting snatched left and right and it's not getting reported in the goddamn media. He's like another Pam Bondi. He just got another position, but him and Pam Bondi is on the same level of covering for rapists, and you get the gist. So this is temporary, and the shutdown is still active. Now, here's what we should be feeling at the moment, because the dynamic here and the demographic effect is that the House Republicans are refusing to pay any Senate bill, including DHS funding, until the Save America Act is passed. This is why the short pipsqueak is trying to, do. This is his thing, because you want to make his daddy Trump happy and his rich billionaire pedo buddies happy. That's what he's trying to do. Now, this is not a speculation. Members of the House Freedom Caucus, I'm calling them, even though it's called caucus, but I'm calling it the caucus, said this directly. So, yes, they are intentionally holding up DHS funding, which includes TSA, to force the Senate to pass the Safety Act. That's why they're holding it up. It's not because they care about TSA and they have family. They don't give a fuck about these people. Who gives a shit? It's not affecting them. So they don't care about these people not getting paid. Who gives a damn? It's not affecting them. Who fucking cares? They don't care if these TSA workers are getting paid. Who gives a damn? So the House is holding this shutdown hostage for something literally that it can't be delivered. I mean, you got to think about it. The Senate can't pass a SAVE Act right now because they don't have the 60 votes to overcome a filibuster. They have to overcome the filibuster. And they can't even overcome that. Doesn't mean old pipsqueak is not going to do his little fraudulent or intimidation or I'm against the mob boss act and try to force their hand or force their signature or make it himself. And dare did they say anything? Yeah, he's really feeling himself. This is the problem, which is your thing. So they're trying to hold this whole thing in hostage state until they get what they want, until they get these people to pass the Save the Vote Act. So all these TSA workers and people who are traveling are suffering because we have a bunch of power-driven, sick fucks at the head only thinking about themselves. And that's a fact. So what the House Freedom Caucus, I'm gonna have fun saying that, is doing. Now, members of the Freedom Caucus, oh, this is hilarious. Oh boy, have openly stated they will vote no on all Senate bills until the Save America Act passes. They don't care if the Senate tries to move it through reconciliation. They believe the Senate is lying about being able to pass it that way. Now, this is why the House rejected the Senate DHS bill immediately. This is why TSA funding got blocked. This is why the shutdown is still happening, because they're trying to force them to like real pass it. If you guys, pass the Save the Vote Act. And I'm sure they'll throw some threats in there, probably threaten their family, have their family stalked, and whatever sinister illegal thing they would do. Because short pipsqueak, you think he's a mob boss. Like, he's fulfilling childhood fantasies now. It's the biggest position he ever had. I mean, he probably look in the mirror and say, I'm just beautiful. I mean, he's really feeling himself right now. Seriously. So are they stalling? Yes, but not because they're waiting for the Save the Act to pass. Not just that, they're starting to force the Senate to pass it, even though Senate Republicans admit they don't have the votes. Doesn't mean he's not going to force the votes like he did with the big, beautiful bill. The Senate parliamentarian wouldn't likely strike it down in reconciliation. Democrats are unified against it. So the House strategy is pressure, intimidation, threaten, not patience. Okay, so they're not waiting for the Save the Act to pass. They're trying to make it pass by creating maximum chaos and intimidation. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Has nothing to do with CSA. We're going to give a damn about the thousands and thousands of people who are suffering right now. I'm thinking about themselves, especially short pipsqueak who's currently feeling himself right now. Okay, so where TSA fits into this, TSA workers are only getting paid right now because the temporary executive workaround. Congress still hasn't funded DHS. The House GOP rejected it. This short pipsqueak rejected it. The Senate DHS bill, because it didn't include the Save Act and other demands. So that is the direct link. He stopped it because he right now feeling himself. And yeah, so here's the bottom line here. The shutdown is being used as leverage for the Save America Act, but the House isn't waiting for it to pass. They're using the shutdown to force the Senate hand, even though the Senate cannot realistically pass it. Doesn't mean he's not going to force and intimidate them, make them pass it. He'll try to do anything to make Trump happy, even though Trump don't give a shit about it anymore. He got bigger things to fight. He probably forgot about it because his cognitive and memory and his health issue and his dementia is progressing. So he probably forgot about it anyway. They probably got to remind him every day about it. I'm just going to put it on out there. So this is why the situation feels stuck. One chamber is demanding something, the other chambers cannot deliver. It doesn't mean short pipsqueak currently think he's a mob boss and he's like a male Pam Bondi. Doesn't mean he's not going to try to make it pass by any means necessary, because he currently feeling himself right now. Y'all should really vote him out, like, seriously, because he has to go. Okay, so did the Treasury declare us an insolvent? Now, people are saying that we are bankrupt. First of all, we print our own currency, so we technically can't be bankrupt. I want to point that out. We print our own currency, like our own money. It's not getting printed and sent overseas. No, we print our own money. So that whole we're broke crap is bullshit. We're not broke. No. They might have to cut down a few trees or something, but we're not broke. So the U.S. Treasury did not declare the United States insolvent. That claim is false. Let's break this down cleanly and in plain language so you can see what's real and what's noise, okay? And don't cut down the trees, because I love trees. They are our safety. They're our safety. Don't cut down my babies. I love my babies. I love my trees. I love the forest. I love plants. I love them. I love the earth. If you guys can hear me in my office, I love you. You want to piss them off, okay? Cords. You don't want to piss off the trees. Okay? You don't want to piss off the trees. Now, what actually happened with this whole rumor of us being I was mentioning trees and all of a sudden my internet started messing up. That is so strange. That is so strange. I was talking about the internet and my internet started messing up. I mean, I was talking about the trees and the internet started messing up. Wow. I think I hit a nerve. Oh, I'm drinking coffee, by the way. So the Treasury, now what's actually happened? Well, the Treasury released its annual financial statements for fiscal year 2025. After that, an economist named Steve Hank wrote an opinion piece claiming the U.S. was insolvent. Now, Snopes reviewed the Treasury documents and found no statement from Treasury declaring insolvency, no indication that the U.S. cannot pay its debts, no evidence that the government has lost the ability to serve or service obligations. So the claim was hyperbole, not fact. Yeah. So the question is, where the rumor came from? Now, economists compared the U.S. government to a household budget, saying if you shrink the numbers down, it looks like a family drawn into debt. Experts call this a household fallacy. I mean, think about it. Governments do not operate like household because they can tax. They can borrow at scale. They control their own currency because we print our own currency. They create money. They don't run out of dollars the way a family runs out of cash. So Snopes emphasized that the analogy is misleading and not how sovereign finance works. So the question is, what is true and why it sounds so scary? Well, the Treasury, GAO, and the CBO and IMF all agree on one thing. The U.S. debt trajectory is unsustainable. Yes, it's unsustainable. It's an unsustainable long term. That means debt is growing faster than GDP over decades. So, but unsustainable long term is not the same as an insolvent right now. It means that U.S. needs policy changes over time, not the government is collapsing today. So, what is the current official reality? Well, according to the fact check, the U.S. continues to pay its debts. Treasury bonds are still in demand. Investors still treat U.S. debt as a safe haven. Yeah. Interest rates are elevated, but not at crisis level. The U.S. economy is still functioning normally. It's not, but considering we always in chaos, it kind of is. Nothing in the Treasury reports indicates default or insolvency, not yet. Now, why this hit so hard right now? Well, you're hearing this during the DHS shutdown, TSA chaos, House Senate standoffs, the save the act bullshit, global tensions affecting oil prices. Now, when all of that is happening at once, a headline like U.S. insolvent feels like the final straw. But the fact check makes it clear. This is not a collapse. It's a commentary being mistaken for official Treasury language, means it's political chaos being depicted as, okay, that we're currently going, or we're in bankrupt. Are we going bankrupt? Well, it depends how you look at it in a financial trajectory in terms of demographic, or considering all the odds and the fact that we print our own money and where the money is going to. Now, consider where the money should be going to. Yet other areas of our demographic and the things we should be taking care of, that is going bankrupt, that is going to be obsolete. Like schooling and college, because Trump, he got bullied and talked about in school. Well, he get bullied in school, but he definitely got talked about by his professors later on. So he's trying to fulfill old childhood, enemies, so to speak, by defunding schools who may rejected his kids or rejected him. That's what he's doing at the current moment. So if you think about what areas of our demographic are currently going bankrupt, yes. But are we going bankrupt as in a nation? No. Okay. Kimberly said, "Oh, she's high. She's high." Okay. Okay. All right. So the real bottom line here. The U.S. is not an insolvent. The Treasury did not declare insolvency. The claim came from opinion piece, not an official report. The long-term debt pass is concerning, but not a present-day crisis at the moment, but it's definitely getting there. Now, Snopes rated the claim false after reviewing the actual Treasury documents. So they actually reviewed the Treasury documents, and we're not in, solvency yet. We're not bankrupt yet. No, not yet. We still got deals all over the world. We're still doing some things. But this war is definitely breaking us and is bankrupting some areas of our regime and our demographic, not entirely bankrupt. Because when you talk about bankrupt, that means everything is fucked, and everything is not fucked at the moment. Okay, here's some clips here.
I want you to look at this board here. It says the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, be privatized. Right there. Project.
I guess I should lay out this. Now, this lady here, let me just start over here. This is Ramirez. Sorry if I mispronounced her last name. She calls out Trump administration for filing Project 2025 plan to privatize TSA. So this is what she's doing. She's calling out the details in the Project 2025 because this was definitely in there. And this is currently what Mike Johnson is so strongly trying to do. He's trying to please his daddy Trump and fulfill old childhood insecurities because right now he feels his dick is big. The little short pipsqueak think he's a mob boss. So she's pointing this out and calling him out. This is what she's doing at the moment.
I want you to look at this board here. It says the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, be privatized. Right there, Project 2025. Until it is privatized, TSA should be treated as a national security provider and its workforce should be deunionized immediately. This is the recommendation of the Heritage Foundation in Chapter 5, page 134 of their Mandate for Leadership, better known as Project 2025. Mr. Chair, I know some of my colleagues would like to say that there's no correlation between the administration and the Heritage Foundation's plan, but Acting Administrator McNeil, didn't DHS announce on March 7th, 2025 that DHS was ending collective bargaining for TSA officers? Yes or no?
Yes, it did.
Thank you. That's right. So when you're acting here like you give a darn about our TSA officers, stop with the hypocrisy. Now, it's hard to believe that the Republicans' reluctance to fund TSA, despite 10 attempts by Democrats in the Senate, is not acting on the Heritage Foundation and Trump's administration's playbook to hurt workers and create conditions to privatize TSA. Because Republicans blocked DHS funding 10 times. Take a picture. It'll last longer so you can see it.
Just before President Trump.
This particular picture right here, or this video, is exploiting that Trump gave Iran. Just listen to what he has to say. Trump should have been in jail because he's considered a terrorist and he has done a lot of terrorism things. So just check this out.
Posted about his supposed negotiations with Iran on Monday, traders made hundreds of millions of dollars of extra bets on oil futures. This looks like Donald Trump giving his mates insider information so they can make themselves richer, while his illegal war in Iran makes everyone else poorer. This looks like corruption of the very worst kind. Does the Prime Minister share my fear that Trump is making his war decisions based on what enriches himself and his friends rather than what makes peace in the Middle East?
Prime Minister. Well, can I thank him for his verdict? At least he's read the law that she obviously hasn't read. But Mr. Speaker, in relation to the traders, we've seen the activity there. What I can say is that all of my decisions are based in the best interests of our country, and that's why I've decided that we will not get dragged into the war, unlike the leader of the opposition, and I've decided we will act in collective self-defense of ourselves and our allies. And so I comment on my actions, and they're the principles behind my actions.
Just before President Trump.
About a week and a half ago, right in the middle of March, something really good happened, which I know is shocking to hear me say, but it was good. Something called the Revolution Wind Project, a big offshore wind farm off the coast of Rhode Island, started producing power for the very first time. The Trump administration had tried to cancel this project. They tried to get it shut down while it was being built, but the company building it sued the Trump administration to stop that, and eventually they won in court. And now, as of this month, it is up and running at full throttle. This Revolution Wind project is expected ultimately to generate enough electricity to supply all the power for more than 350,000 homes and businesses in Rhode Island and Connecticut, and it will do so year-round. Estimates say this thing is going to save residents of New England as much as $500 million a year in wholesale energy costs. It's good, right? I told you, right? And it's particularly great that it's happening right now. Could not come at a better time, given Trump's inexplicable war against Iran and the oil and gas energy shocks it is causing. Not only because of the choking off of the Strait of Hormuz as a transit point, but potentially because of the not particularly reversible destruction we are seeing of the backbone of oil and gas production in the Middle East. We are this is bad, and it's going to be bad for a long time. We're staring down the barrel of some really serious, not easily reversible economic consequences in terms of energy costs and energy supply and everything that means all over the world. It's really bad. So, given that, thank God for this little bit of good news. Thank God we at least have this one big new wind farm up and running as of this month in the United States. And so, naturally, Donald Trump is literally paying to get rid of this type of good news. The New York Times was first to report. MS Now has since confirmed that the Trump White House, as of today, has struck a deal to pay an energy firm $1 billion to cancel 2 new wind farms, paying them $1 billion of your money. The administration is using $1 billion of your tax money to pay a French energy company to abandon their leases under which they were going to build 2 offshore wind farms on the East Coast. One of these would have produced enough electricity to power more than 1 million homes and businesses in New York and New Jersey. The other would have powered about 300,000 homes and businesses in North Carolina. But now they're not going to happen. Because now, thanks to Trump, the company that was going to build those things, they're instead being given $1 billion of your money to not build those things, to make sure they never happen. How's that for progress, right? And you're paying for it, not only in your electricity bills, but with your tax dollars, paying for the privilege of costing yourself more. Republican governance in action. Watch this space.
Now, this is the video that was trending on TikTok, and I'm not sure Instagram, I'll be on Instagram like that, where it was saying that we are currently broke. Remember, I just broke down that we're not broke. There are areas of our demographic and our, programs in our government that is broke, considering they defunded it. But we're not broke. Broke means like we're broke everywhere. We're not broke everywhere. So that's not exactly true. We do print our own currency. And we don't get a lot of oil from Iran. We got our weapons from them, but not our oil. The media is not going to say that. Oh, and first of all, there's someone who I want to give a congratulatory to. I'm assuming this is Kimberly. Thank you. Let's give Kimberly a shout out. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Kimberly. That's for you too, hon. Oh, yeah. And it's still, I don't even drink beer, but I couldn't find a martini one. Yes, Kimberly, love you, girl. And a kiss for you too, sweetie. There you go. And let's give her a hand clap. Thank you, sweetie. Andrew gave a hand clap. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. But yeah, this is what this is. And this lady here, oh my gosh, she is hilarious. Just until we get into the random news section, she is hilarious. It's just the comments down a little bit from the high attention adrenaline, because I be really getting into the whole adrenaline thing when it comes to politics. This video will lead us into random news where we can get a little because she is hilarious, even though she's spitting facts, but she does it in a very comical way. And I thought it was a perfect way to transition over to random news. Here's the first video talking about the insolvent that we're not in.
The U.S. Treasury just announced that the U.S. is insolvent. We are broke. They're going to use very specific terms. They're going to say our assets don't match our obligations, right? And that literally means the money we make as a country, assets, don't meet our bills, our obligations. We can't pay our bills. And they've actually said it. And this is literally because the United States refuses to tax the rich an appropriate amount, and we're spending too much on our military. Had we reduced our military spending and taxed the rich, we wouldn't be in this situation. And people are going to say, we are taxing the rich. Not enough. Not enough. The rich people are too rich in this country. There were patriotic millionaires that came out and said, a bunch of them came out and said, you need to tax us more because we are not getting taxed enough. We have money hand over fist. If you took more money out of our pockets, it wouldn't even affect our personal day to day. It's just sitting in our bank accounts, doing nothing. But the other millionaires and the politicians all said, no, 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 we're not going to do that. Even though millionaires came out, you can look them up, patriotic millionaires, and said, rich people aren't getting taxed enough. So because we are not taxing the rich and because we are spending so much on the military, we don't have enough money to pay our bills. And the worst part about it with this war in Iran, our military is being proven to be inefficient, ineffective. Our warships have toilet problems. They're retreating. An F-35, one of the most expensive fighter jets, just got hit by these cheap drones that Iran has, and it didn't even do evasive maneuvers. It just got hit. It's supposed to be able to detect an incoming missile. Something's locked onto me. I'm supposed to move out of the way, whatever have you. It didn't even detect it. We've accidentally shot down our own planes out there because of bad communication. Our military is proving to be ineffective, inefficient, but we spend so much money on them. So logically speaking, if you were thinking like a business, truly, you would say, we need to cut our losses. We need to go ahead and reduce our military spending because clearly it's not going anywhere positive, and we need to tax the rich. But we won't. We're going to do some other stupid stuff. I hate to say it that way. We're probably going to take out other federal programs and stuff that aren't going to make up the bill. They will not make up the amount we need. We have to tax the rich appropriately. They do not need all that money sitting in a bank. They don't. They're making enough money to still be rich if we tax them appropriately, and we need to reduce our military spending. This is insane. Y'all have a good day.
Now, one thing I can say that he's definitely telling some very good truths about is where our money is being spent. He is absolutely right. But remember, when Trump got into office, he fired a lot of people of the security, our military. He fired a lot of them, fired a lot of members of, DHS and TSA and all of them people. He fired a lot of them who are and were experts following that Project 2025, which is brutally embased and was created more than likely from Russia, connections. So he is right about that. There aren't professionals operating our weapons because he fired them and hired his homeboys doing it. And these people who are currently in war right now have been deployed or on vacation for so long, they weren't trained or prepared for war. So they're just coming off of vacation from years. They weren't prepared for war. They should just send the freaking ICE agents out there. They around here acting like they weren't any goddamn way. So they should just send their asses out there. But he is right. Our money is being used in very stupid ways. And our military enforcers and soldiers weren't and aren't prepared for war. And they don't know what the fuck they're doing to people like in climates like China. They're always preparing for war. Their whole rule and law is always preparing for war. Iran, they're always preparing for it. They may not have the financial income to do or administer a lot of stuff, but they're always prepared for wars as well. Russia, he lives and breathes war. He's been in war since as long as I can remember. The man has never had a peaceful time. Every time I turn around, he want to blow up somebody or kill somebody or take over somebody. The man is stuck in so hundreds of years behind us. I mean, he's still stuck in war zone and warmonger mind. I don't think he ever got out of it. I don't even think he know what a normal day is that he's not thinking about war, take over. And meanwhile, while we're in this war, he's blowing up hospitals and stuff over in Ukraine while we, conveniently being distracted with all these little distractions from the Trumps to dumpster. So he's right about that part. It seems this video is not playing. The sound isn't playing. Oh, that is a shame. I really wanted you guys to see it. She was hilarious. Let me see if it's playing in my thing here. Let me see if I download it and it was supposed to play then. Let's see here. Maybe it downloaded like that. No, apparently the sound didn't download. That's weird. Oh, well. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. Hold on just a moment. I'm going to see if I can pull it up for you guys. If I can't pull it up, who cares? I mean, I have too much to cover anyway. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. You know what I mean? So there won't be a huge loss if I can't pull it up for you. Yeah, but that's literally what's going on right now. I mean, we are spending our money in very unnecessary ways at the moment. We could definitely be spending our money in more positive and more useful ways than this pointless war that nobody wants. Because no one wants the war. Seriously, only Trump wants this stupid fucking war. No one wants this war but him. Okay, let's see if I can find. Just a moment. Okay. I don't have the time and I don't have the patience. All right, moving right along here. Let's move on to random news. Okay, so we're going to go through these little quicks right quick. And I must warn you, you're going to be pissed off about a few of them. Okay, it seemed like the FBI said the FBI Director Kash Patel emails were targeted by a pro-Iran group. And 2 U.S. officials told NBC News that several American service members were injured when an Iranian missile targeted U.S. base in Saudi Arabia. NBC News gave the Torres reports. So his email got leaked and hacked. And it wasn't really nothing to see anyway. I mean, his resume got leaked, and I believe some photos of him trying food or whatever. Nothing like scandalous, was leaked in those emails. So whatever, but it definitely caused questioning to our privacy and security, infrastructure. That's definitely going to cause some concern because now people are wondering, okay, if his email can be hacked, even though it's a Gmail and it easily can be hacked, but he's supposed to be a government official, and if it can be hacked, I mean, it makes you definitely concerned about other things as well. Okay, here's some other bad news. Trump's signature will be all over the money now. Big news from the world of finance. All the U.S. paper currency will soon feature President Trump's signature. The Treasury Department has announced that new bills are printed and released. Trump's signature will appear on them, just as past presidents have sometimes added theirs to the government checks and documents. Supporters say it's a and symbolic way for Trump to leave his mark on country currency. Trust me, we don't need a reminder of his fucking mark. We are going to remember his mark for the rest of our goddamn lives. You understand me? We're going to remember forever. Forever, ever. Ever, ever, and ever, ever. Okay? So we don't need his goddamn stupid ass signature. But just to let you know, yes, his signature will be all over the paper money. Yep. Because they want to leave his mark, you see, on the current country's currency. Yes. Now, critics argue it's a political move that breaks with tradition. Either way, if you get brand new bills from the bank in the coming months, don't be surprised to see his name on the bottom right there. So everybody else's name is removed and they putting Trump name on the dollar bills. Yeah. I want to point that out. Trump's name is going to be on a dollar bill, and I think he's on a $2 bill or a 2 coin or something like that. So, yeah. You already know how I'm feeling about that. Yep. Oh, I'm not done yet. There's more. It seemed like Musk is joining the conversation again. Trump has been reaching out to Elon Musk to help him with these midterms because he's so freaking scared. He's scared of going to jail. He's scared of being ousted. He's scared of getting the chair. Trump is reaching out to Musk to help him now with the war and with the upcoming midterm. Because remember, he helped him rig the election, and have the House and the Senate. Now he's asking for Musk help again. Yeah, I know, right? He's that and then some. So Elon Musk joined the phone call between U.S. President Donald Trump and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday about the war in Iran. The New York Times reported on Friday, citing two U.S. officials. Excuse me. It was unclear why Musk was on the call or whether he spoke at all. He probably was on the phone trying to see if this war was necessary. He's probably trying to corner Elon Musk to help him fund that goddamn war, considering Congress is not going to give me goddamn money. So he's probably trying to intimidate and wheeze his way into Elon Musk's pocket. Let's hope Elon Musk's dumbass don't fall for it again. President Trump has a great relationship with Prime Minister Modi, and this was a productive conversation, they claim. White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt, the stupid girl, said when asked for a comment on the report. You see, this scares me because I think he's trying to get Musk to help him again. This is also the reason why Mike Johnson is, doing what he's doing too. They're all running scared. Mike Johnson trying to intimidate the Republicans who voted against the Save the Vote Act to finally pass that. And then Trump is trying to pull moves with easy woo dumbass Musk, because just be trying to join the crowd, trying to get him to fund and help him rig the upcoming midterms. They're all trying to do some scandalous shit, and if we don't get ahead of it, we're screwed. I know, right? Exactly. Definitely look right. Yep. Definitely. Now here are some random clips here. These clips are going to explain the email hacks from Kash Patel. And of course, the farm dilemma, because remember, the farmers are definitely the ones who are suffering right now because of these stupid fucking tariffs. So she's going to, give you a little bit more information about that as well.
Hackers connected to the Iranian government have breached the personal email of FBI Director Kash Patel. The FBI says that they're trying to mitigate this breach of his personal email. And they note that there is no government information that was in.
I'm sorry about that.
Breached the personal email of FBI Director. Hackers connected to the Iranian government have breached the personal email of FBI Director Kash Patel. The FBI says that they're trying to mitigate this breach of his personal email. And they note that there is no government information that was implicated. What we know is that the emails date back from 2011 to 2022, and they're mostly mundane things such as photos and some personal effects that he was trying to look for an apartment. There was some emails also that he forwarded from his government account back when he worked for the Justice Department National Security Division. Now, the Iranians have been very active in response to the current war between the United States and Israel and the Iranians. They've been targeting government officials. They did this back in 2024 as well, targeting Patel, a number of other officials, including John Bolton, who ended up in having some legal problems because of some of the information that the Iranians exposed that he had been sending from his government account, according to prosecutors. Underscores how active the Iranians are in trying to respond to the ongoing war.
Iran just embarrassed the Trump administration as they were able to hack and publish FBI Director Kash Patel's emails. Now, this comes to us from Reuters, who say that the Iranian-backed group Handala was able to hack and publish Kash Patel's personal emails. Now, the DOJ has confirmed this, but they would only say that indeed the email was compromised. Now, for Handala's part, they have published some of the information that they were able to access to verify that indeed their claim is true. And this is absolutely embarrassing for Donald Trump and his administration, because they've been telling us that Iran is finished, that they've got no leadership, no organization, no abilities to do anything. And here they are hacking the cabinet's personal emails. But a bigger question that needs to be asked, how was the FBI director able to be hacked? Because usually if your email is hacked, it's through a phishing expedition, something that should be easily spotted by the director of the FBI. Now, if he fell for one of those, we need to know that. But more than that, we need to know how compromised he is and how big this could go.
About a week and a half ago, right in the middle of March, something really good happened, which I know is shocking to hear me say, but it was good. Something Solution Wind Project.
Oh, I think we already talked about that already. Anyway, we're right on here. All right, so we are going to talk about and move on to celeb gossip. Yeah, this is the section you guys love the most, celeb gossip, celeb gossip. Let's go ahead and put the intro up here. Yes.
You're blinded by the you need that.
All righty. Okay, I know I'm late, but this is still happening and it's showing up in my feed for some reason. I guess they want me to talk about it. Again, my feed and my algorithm has nothing to do with these two individuals. So I know I'm late, but while this is all happening, the entertainment world is spinning its own drama. Yeah, I like it too. Spinning its own drama. Rumors started flying about Usher and Justin Bieber getting into a fight at the Oscars, at an Oscars offer party. Some outlets exaggerate into a full-blown altercation, but people who were actually there said it wasn't a fight. I mean, it was an intense conversation between the men with a long, complicated history. Usher helped launch Justin's career. Justin has been reflecting on his past, and industry is in a moment where old relationship and old wounds are being revisited because the veil has been lifted and people are starting to see things in a different perspective and seeing things that did happen like, hold up, I should have been pissed off about that. So that is currently happening at the moment. Okay. But witnesses say it didn't get physical, and insiders say there's still love and respect between them. I doubt it. And insiders say that, it was just a really intense conversation, but it didn't last that long. Now, the story blew up because people love a headline, apparently, not because there was a real brawl, because of their history and the current state and mental state of Justin Bieber. So here's some videos.
This one is blowing my mind. Justin Bieber and Usher reportedly got into a fight at an Oscars after party. Multiple people told TMZ that this fight turned into a physical fist fight. Then a source that's close to Justin Bieber told TMZ that nothing physical broke out, but Usher walked up to Justin Bieber at this Oscar after party and was very heated and angry. And then things just escalated where they were both yelling at each other. I wish I could have just been a fly on the wall, because sources are also telling TMZ that Justin Bieber just wants to erase everybody from his past. This part really isn't surprising, because in 2025, when Justin Bieber was dealing with all of those things and unfollowing Scooter Braun and all of this, he also unfollowed Usher. We all know Usher and Scooter Braun are the ones that signed a very young Justin Bieber. I'm not gonna lie, I can't help but think back when all of this was happening in early 2025, when a lot of us thought that Justin Bieber was very much struggling mentally, and we saw him remove removing himself from everybody in his past. The only thing that was ever really reported is that Justin Bieber might have had
Yeah, that wasn't her account. This was someone that created a video. This is one of those dummy accounts. If you ever see one of these dummy accounts that says or speaks of my voice and my videos, you can report it right away in your TikTok account. Just click that arrow and click report and report that it's a fraudulent account, and then find the real account so TikTok can take that false person down. I do that to people. Like if I see, I'm gonna report it. If I see videos up there of people I know that didn't make this video and they're just making money, but first I go to the person account. If they just be posting or whatever, but still showing love, I don't say anything. But if they got a whole account pretending to be this person, I'm fucking reporting it, because I don't want no one running around pretending to be me and using my voice for their fucking videos. But just want to point that out.
The real reason for Justin Bieber and Usher's feud after the Oscars is allegedly because Justin was confronting Usher about grooming him when he was younger and priming him for abuse. There's been rumors for years that Justin Bieber got caught up with Diddy and Usher when he was younger and new in the industry, and may have even been abused by one or both of them. More recently, Justin Bieber got into a blowout fight with Usher at an Oscars after party, and according to this new blind item, Justin allegedly went after him for grooming him when he was younger. And that is why he is such a mess today, allegedly struggling with substance abuse and having issues in his marriage. Looks like that north of the border singer finally decided to go after one of the people who groomed him and helped turn him into the mess he is now. Honestly, it's about time. And again, this is allegedly Justin Bieber and Usher. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and follow me for more celebrity tea.
Yeah, I knew it too. Well, I'm gonna say this once. Usher is not just because he likes to smile like a grinning idiot because he likes to take his happy pills, doesn't mean he's a cool dude. I'm not saying he's not cordial and polite. I'm sure he is. But this man hung with the worst and the creme de la creme when it comes to worst. Pedos, rapists, killers, traffickers, all kinds of people, and still smiling and grinning like a fucking idiot. And we all know what happened to his first wife, that black girl. Her son drowned in the pool, and she took him to court, trying to prove or charge him, or I forgot all the details. I did a video about it years ago. I'll find it and link it on my post. She tried to do something about it. He's in court grinning like a fucking idiot and didn't even care. She's on stand breaking. She just lost her son. And he acted like he didn't even care. This is Usher. He is not the innocent man. He turned victim, turned predator, turned recruiter, which sometimes happen. All victims are turned into advocates of the cause that they've been abused of. Some of them turn into the villains, unfortunately. I don't care if you do got kids. You ever heard of true crime all in videos? Hell, most of those true crime serial killers were married. They were living double lives, killing and having their little ball outside their marriage, and they come home acting like the doting father. So we have Usher, the grinning idiot, running around here acting like everything is copacetic. The evil is so. There's actually a video floating around the internet where he had Justin Bieber drinking some substance, and he had the most evilest look on his face. So Usher is not as this nice going guy. Yeah, he was a victim, but he's not a victim anymore. So we need to stop putting him in the victim status. He's no longer a victim anymore. Okay? And I hate to say this about him because I was a huge fan, and I'm still a huge fan of his freaking music. And if I'm wrong about the situation, he really didn't do nothing to Justin Bieber, and all of this has been preconceived and just made up rumors, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. But considering I'm an advocate for victims that has been abused, right now he's a target of being a villain. I just want to point that out. Now, these are people doing energy readings and regarding to Usher and Justin Bieber, trying to get into what happened with them. So we're going to see what these psychics and energy readers are saying about them, okay? Let's see what they have to say. Every video that I'm trying to get seriously don't come through. They're doing this on purpose now. This is starting to get on my nerves now. Seriously, they are purposely making sure I don't see these videos, and that is making me upset. I just downloaded that damn video, and now it's not playing, and that is definitely annoying. Unbelievable. The two videos that I was really excited for you guys to see aren't playing. Now it is making me want to go in and find those videos now. And I might have to go and see if I can find those videos for you. Let's see. Yep, because that is definitely annoying. I don't even have the patience for it, honestly. I'm getting tired and drained from this live show. So moving right along here. Let's start on new. I'll keep looking for it, but you know, if I can find it, oh well, you guys don't care. I mean, it's not many people watching this damn live show anyway. Okay, so moving right along here.
This one is blowing my mind. Justin Bieber and Usher.
Okay, let's talk about Tiger Woods' arrest. Let's talk about Tiger Woods' arrest. Okay, it seems that golf legend Tiger Woods made headlines again after being arrested for driving under the influence near his Florida home. Now, according to police, Tiger was driving his Land Rover at high speed when he clipped the back of a work truck, causing his SUV to roll over. Okay. He is a piece of work, man. Something's really wrong with this man. So he caused his SUV to roll over on a 2-lane road. Thankfully, neither Tiger nor anyone was hurt, thankfully. Officers said Tiger crawled out of the passenger side before they arrived. Although a breathalyzer showed no alcohol in his system, authorities believe he may have been impaired by drugs or medication. Tiger refused a urine test, which brings another charge under Florida law to, not take a urine test because they probably find some shit. Now, this isn't the first run with DUI charges or traffic or crashes with this knucklehead. He faced a similar situation in 2017 and has also survived a serious car crash in 2021. Over the years, Tiger battled a long list of injuries and surgeries that kept him off the golf course for most of his career due to crashes or involvement with girls or his wife, following or chasing him down with a freaking golf. You get the drift. He has some run-ins, and majority of them are because of drug use and women. So despite these setbacks, Tiger Woods remained one of the golf's all-time greats with 15 major championships and 82 PGA Tour wins under his belt. He's known for his incredible achievements, including holding all 4 major golf titles at once and feat called the Tiger Slam. His 2019 Masters win was hailed as one of the greatest comebacks in sports, considering the catastrophe divorce he got from that wife of his that chased him down with a golf club and beat him on the head, and then pretended that he got into an accident and she was just coming to save him. And they believed her too. And she got all his money down there, and he was set back for a while. He lost sponsors and everything. That was the Caucasian woman he married before, but then he turned around and got with another Caucasian woman. So it is what it is. I'm not saying that they're bad, but I'm just saying. You would think you have to take a look at yourself and see, okay, what am I doing wrong? It's because you got with a Caucasian woman. It doesn't mean they are, equipped to be used too. No one want to be used despite race. Just because you get with a Caucasian woman doesn't mean they're all submissive, because all of them are not submissive. Hell, they don't want no sorry ass, cheating ass man either. Shit. So, at 50, Tiger had just returned to competition, but hasn't yet confirmed it. He'll play in this year's Masters. Now, President Trump, he's a personal friend of, old Tiger, because they have a lot in common, you see. Maybe not with pedos and trafficking, but they definitely like the women. They definitely love golf, and they definitely love to cheat. So, and they love women with blonde hair and big boobies. So Trump is a personal friend. He expressed his concern for Tiger after news broke, called him an amazing person. While legal troubles and injuries continue to test him, Tiger Woods' career and resilience have left a lasting mark on the world of sports when it comes to golf. He definitely became an icon despite his personal attributes and the fact that he needs to stay off the road and needs to really take his goddamn license, and he needs to learn to get a driver or something, because apparently he don't know what the hell he's doing. Okay. In summary, Woods was charged with DUI, property damage, and test refusal, which he's gonna get charged because he refused to take any DUI tests. Breathalyzer showed no alcohol, impairment believed drug related, because he probably taking the pills. No telling what pills he takes. Who the fuck knows? Woods was released after spending 8 hours in jail, so he got released on bail. Okay, here are some clips.
Tiger Woods out of jail after being arrested on DUI charges. The 50-year-old golf legend seen here leaving Martin County Jail in Florida late Friday.
Mr. Woods did exemplify signs of impairment.
Authorities say Woods was traveling at a high rate of speed on this road Friday afternoon, passing a truck on a 2-lane road when he crashed and rolled over his Land Rover near his home on Jupiter Island.
The truck pulling a trailer was trying to slow down and pull over, and Mr. Woods was overtaking him at a high rate of speed before he clipped it back in and rolled his vehicle over on the driver's door.
The Martin County Sheriff's Department says Woods was not injured and was able to crawl out of the passenger side door before police arrived. Suspecting Woods may be impaired, officers on scene performed a breathalyzer test, which detected no alcohol, according to investigators. However, authorities say Woods refused to take a blood or urine test.
A urinalysis would have showed evidence or not of other drugs. And since he refused to take it, he was charged with DUI with property damage and failure to take a lawful test, both misdemeanors.
Over the years, Woods has been in multiple vehicle crashes. In 2021, he nearly had his leg amputated after the SUV he was driving rolled over multiple times outside Los Angeles.
You're stopped in the road, in the middle of the road.
In 2017, the golf pro was charged with DUI after being found by police passed out behind the wheel of his damaged vehicle. Woods pleaded guilty to reckless driving. In 2009, Woods crashed into a fire hydrant near his home. This latest arrest comes while Woods mounts a comeback to competitive golf. Just this week, he played in his first match since 2025 for the Jupiter Lynx in ESPN's TGL League, and had his eye on a potential return to golf's biggest stage, the Masters.
This body it doesn't recover like it was when it was 24, 25. Doesn't mean I'm not trying. I've been trying for a while.
But now, in the wake of another DUI charge and crash, a complicated legacy comes back into focus for the 15-time major champion.
I think he's always going to be remembered as one of the greatest golfers of all time, but clearly this tarnishes his image again.
There are questions, too, about whether or not Woods could be disciplined by the PGA Tour, because in addition to being a pro golfer, he also sits on various committees and boards for the PGA.
Well, I don't even care at this moment. I mean, if he wants to ruin his career being stupid, it's on him. I don't fucking care. I know he's, black and have whatever. I don't fucking care. I mean, the man is not learning his lesson. I don't care. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. I know. I mean, he's just pissing away his career being stupid. I don't care at this moment. I don't know if he brainwashed, but he definitely something. He looks high and that too. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. Okay, moving right along here. All right, Shaka Khan. This is just random news. Legendary singer Shaka Khan recently expressed her concerns about the state of modern pop music, criticizing today's pop stars for relying on their physical appearance, especially showcasing their bodies and butts to gain attention rather than focusing on strong vocal talent. Now, Khan argued that unlike artists in her era who were celebrated for their voices and musicianship, many contemporary performers use provocative visuals and social media to compensate the lackluster singing ability. She emphasized the importance of genuine artistry and hopes that the industry will once again prioritize real vocal skill and musical substance over image and spectacle. I agree 100. And matter of fact, hell fucking yeah. Yes, yes, yes. About time someone freaking said it. You know what, Shaka Khan, I go for you, girl. Hell yes. 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 Definitely. Salute to her. Absolutely freaking literally. I've been saying it for a damn long time. Sick of these half-naked girls on stage with leotards and swimsuits and lingerie and shit. Fuck that. Okay? Back in the day, you didn't do all that, man. You put up a show, you sing. Not whatever these half-naked knucklehead girls doing because they can't sing. You got Cardi B who I can barely understand anything that damn girl's saying. And she be, I don't even want to talk about Cardi B because every time I talk about it, I get a headache. Okay, so Simone Biles. Okay, the Olympic gymnastic legend Simone Biles just celebrated the grand opening of her new restaurant, Taste of Gold, at Houston George Bush. Yes, she got her new restaurant, okay? I said Simon. Simone, I'm sorry, Simone. Oh my gosh, I'm being in the zone for real. So Simone Biles just celebrated the grand opening of her new restaurant called Taste of Gold at Houston George Bush Intercontinental Airport. Now, the upscale cafe decorated with highlights from her athletic career features sandwiches, Tex-Mex dishes, and a special Simone Skewers menu item. Simone called the restaurant a dream come true, sharing her excitement on social media alongside her husband, NFL player Jonathan Owens. The couple are also celebrating Jonathan's new contract with the Indianapolis Colts, marking a season of new beginnings and achievements both in sports and business. So good for her. I'm so happy for her. Congratulations. Congratulations. Do your thing, girl. Congratulations to Simone Biles. Okay, in other random news, Christina Aguilera's daughter Summer, who's 11, makes her rare cameo in a family video apparently. Hold up. Where is that video?
Absolutely, and we now know she...
There it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it says here, Christina Aguilera recently shared a glimpse of her family vacation in Costa Rica. With her fiance Matt Wurtler and their 11-year-old daughter Summer Rain. The trio explored the La Paz Waterfall Gardens and Wildlife Refuge, enjoying scenic walks, animal encounters, and rare moments together, which Christina posted on Instagram, dressed for adventure. They took in the waterfalls, interacted with butterflies, making memories as a family. Christina, who also has a son named Max, often keeps her children out of the spotlight, but is proud to celebrate special milestones and adventures with them around the world. I gotta admit, she looks good. I mean, for a girl who was looking like she was about to jump off a bridge not too long ago, she had a huge transformation. Now, I don't know if she did that whatever that crap is they doing, Botox or Kodox or that damn dietary or diabetes medicine that escaping my mind at the moment, but she looks good. She do. I can't believe she's still down her hair blonde considering she's a brunette, but she want to continue bleaching her goddamn hair. That's her fucking problem. But she looks good. She looks good for a woman in her 40s. Congratulations to her. Yeah, she looks good. Now go back to the other one right there, Tyler Perry. Okay, we had Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry gives $250 when he was trying to give $250,000 in gift cards to TSA workers and officers. Now, this filmmaker dude, philanthropist, Tyler Perry demonstrated his generosity by donating $250,000 in gift cards to Transportation Security Administration. Oh yeah, Zempic. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name, girl. I swear, my mind be going blank. Woo! I'll be up here trying to remember so many things and navigate so many things, and I start getting tired as this thing goes on because it takes a lot of energy to keep you guys entertained without me showing my face. So thank you. Oh, he's leaving the Bears? Seriously? You talking about Simone Biles' husband? Oh, okay. Was he even good? Did they win anything? I'm curious. I stopped following sports. Seriously. But anyways, get back. The filmmaker philanthropist Tyler Perry demonstrated his generosity by donating $250,000 in gift cards to Transportation Security Administration officers at Atlanta's airport who have been working without pay due to the government funding standoff. Now, Perry gestures was a way to recognize and support the hardworking staff facing financial uncertainty, and it was met with gratitude and relief from TSA employees. His act of kindness highlights the challenges federal workers are enduring and its positive impact that individual support can have during. You know what really annoys me? But I'm glad he's doing this. He's always been a man of generosity. He's always been a giving man, and I love that about Tyler Perry. I really do. He's a very, very honorable man. I think he tries his best, although he has a very teetered image when it comes to women. Okay. But I do appreciate what he's done to our community and our people. I really do. I congratulate him. I hope he continues. I wish for nothing but success from him. But, however, what I dislike about my people, we are always the ones to come front forgive. We've been doing it for so long, and quite frankly, it's getting on my nerve. This is why you're predicting me right now, because we too goddamn nice. I don't mind sharing everything with people, but when are we going to? Okay, I'm glad he's doing it to the CSA workers because that's good. But I'm talking about, general perspective and historical, perspectives as well. He the only person I even heard come up with, I want to pay TSA workers. We have quadruple billionaires running around here who can also do the same thing and haven't said shit. Bill Gates think he a fucking scientist. Okay, he's building pedo farms or whatever the fuck he's building and bioengineer foods because he's a sick fuck. Okay, we have Mark Zuckerberg running around here rich as hell. Musk gonna know if he's coming and going. He got Trump trying to wooze his way back into his pocketbook, and as soon as Trump give what he wants, he's gonna throw Musk away to the wolves like he did before. If I was Musk, I'll record that conversation and leak it to the goddamn media right along with the Reagan election files as well. Yeah, that's what I would do. We talk about Musk here. He so badly want to be part of the inner crowd too, even though the inner crowd is full of rapists and pedos. So what I understand is why are people the first people to step up to the plate to offer generosity and humanitarian work when other Caucasian people sit on their billions and don't do shit? It's not even fair. They take airplanes. You don't see them donate. You don't see them rich-ass Caucasian actors and actresses and billionaires who own these companies like the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. You don't see them donate anything in the Black Rock community. Shit. I'm glad he's doing this, but I just feel that we need to stop being so damn giving. But here's the video right here.
We now know, Cheryl, that absolutely, and we now know, Cheryl, that Tyler Perry, you may have heard of him. Well, he was here this morning. We now can confirm that he was attempting to pass out a substantial amount of money to TSA agents to help them cover, daycare, the bills that they have to pay. And right now we know they are not getting a paycheck. But unfortunately, because of federal rules and regulations, he was not able to do so because they're not allowed to accept gifts while they're here on the job. But it just shows that people people care, and they're trying to do what they can to help out our TSA agents here in Atlanta. We're giving you a live look now here at the lines this morning, much different from earlier, but we do want to go ahead and mention that in the last 15 minutes, we have noticed that up there, way up there near security, we are seeing ICE agents that have been here since Monday. Well, we saw them scanning IDs of passengers coming through, so maybe that is possibly a reason why these lines are moving a little faster. Again, we did see multiple ICE agents here at the front of the security line scanning passenger identification. Let's take a look back to earlier this morning, okay, because a lot of passengers coming in now are wondering why they're here so early and there's no line, but that was not the case before the sun came up this morning. We know the lines were wrapped around inside, but also outside onto the sidewalk. Security lines now much shorter, though. This morning, we also know Delta Airlines announcing they will extend their flight flexibility options for their customers. That means that passengers will be able to adjust their flights if they choose now through March 30th. That's next Monday. And so this is kind of a fluid situation, Cheryl. It seems a little unpredictable. A lot of people not sure what they're going to walk into. But I can say over the last 3 days, just being here at Hartsville-Jackson, it seems that a lot of the long lines are early in the morning, 4, 5, 6 a.m. and we're seeing it outside the door. But then around 7 a.m. we see these lines start to shorten a lot. Again, it is an airport, so time will tell. You kind of just have to arrive and hope for the best, Cheryl.
Justin Bieber's energy towards
I'm glad the lines are moving. I'm glad in Atlanta airport that it's moving a little bit. I'm so happy that Tyler helped. That was a wonderful thing. I'm so happy. All right, listen to that and reading this. This is why they stopped true real reality shows. The first showed only Black people helping strangers, and those shows stopped and reality shows began. I know, right? And it became just drama. I know. They don't like seeing us in a good light, but I just feel that us being so kind and generous has gotten into the situation that we are in right now. Because sometimes you can be generous toward the wrong people and they take your generosity and take advantage of you, and then they claim it for their own. You know, it's just been not a very good story when it comes to our ancestors and their continuous generosity. Yeah, it was very nice to him. Very nice. Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now I did find a video, you guys, of the psychic reading or spiritual reading for Justin Bieber. Let me share that with you, okay? All right, give me a moment, wait for it to load up here. I told you, I got you. All right. Let me just put this over a little bit. Here we go. All right, here's the video right here.
Usher is one of Justin Bieber's energy towards Usher is one of, he really doesn't want to see him. There's a hesitance about being in the company of Usher. Then I see Usher come and say something to him. Oh, hold on.
Yikes.
Usher, oh, okay, energy's coming through. Usher gives, oh, yeah, lots of it. Usher is one of those that puts on for the public. Like, I'm going to make myself always be presentable. I'm going to speak. I don't want it to look like there's something going on. So let me go over and speak to Justin Bieber. Let's act as though there's nothing. We're going to be cordial. We're going to be,
we're going to dap it up.
Usher comes from our time,
I got to be a certain way. This is Hollywood. I don't want to mess up my contract. None of the things.
Yeah, like Beyonce, I'm going to always present well. No matter what's going on, I can put a smile on my face and I can present well, and we can handle this behind closed doors if there's something to be handled.
It's giving very much public image.
Right. So Usher is in the energy of public image, presenting well.
Correct.
Justin Bieber, not so much so. He is not caring so much about public image. So when Usher comes to speak to Justin Bieber, I'm seeing this. I don't know. Maybe this could have been the second or third time they spoke. I don't know. I'm just seeing how it plays out. Usher speaks to Justin Bieber, and Bieber is offended by Usher coming to speak, as if like, why would you do that? Why? It starts there. He's offended by even the interaction. Usher, why would you even have this interaction with me? But why? Why are you offended?
I probably hadn't talked to you in so long, and now
in a month of Sundays, and here you come.
That's actually a lot of what I'm picking up. Like, oh, you gonna come speak to me?
Yeah.
But not
Like,
that he wanted to, not that Bieber wanted to. It's just, so you're putting a show on for the people.
Because had some things go on now.
Absolutely.
And I bet you Usher has not reached out during those times. And in that situation, now you want to come
You
talk
ain't
to me.
tapped in all this time. I done lost it. I'm trying to, rebuild my life, rebuild my career. Now I'm married. Ooh, T, you look.
So no matter what the altercation was about at the Oscars, this is the underlying internal energy. Now, look, they could have had an altercation over spilling some water. I don't know. But I'm looking at the internal energy. I'm looking into the subconscious, all of that. This goes back to Diddy. Okay?
What I said. What I had said. I knew
Usher.
it. I knew it.
Usher's energy, and I don't want to say too much, but Usher's energy back in those times, this is 90s, back in those days, Usher was exposed to a lot. He saw a lot. He knew a lot. And that was just part of the industry. And that's what he sucked it up to. This is just part of the industry. This is what you have to go through. We bring in Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber doesn't handle everything so well. This is overwhelming for Bieber and his energy, seeing and knowing and witnessing. And I don't want to say anything else. I'm not going to say that part.
Don't do it.
So it was too much for Justin Bieber's energy, whereas Usher handled it a little better. So the underlying energy, they don't have a great relationship with each other. It feels non-existent. It feels like Justin Bieber has a resentment towards Usher. Usher has a feeling of guilt in his energy. There's a feeling of guilt in Usher's energy. So it doesn't feel like there's a relationship that truly exists that's healthy, if one exists at all. So that is the underlying energy of, and I'm not going into what happened to Justin Bieber. I'm not doing that. I'm not going into what happened to Usher and what they witnessed or what was done to them. I'm not doing that. I'm just telling you that's the underlying energy of Justin Bieber and Usher.
So it escalated to a point where they were arguing.
Let me see.
Sean, I don't know what you saw on social media. I just saw it looked like they were almost.
It looks like Bieber is the aggressor.
That's how I took it on images that I saw.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't see. All I know is that there was an altercation. I don't know. I didn't see any images. I'm seeing them now as I'm channeling the energy. But it looks like Usher is being performative, as artists do. They present to the public. Justin Bieber is not in that energy, and he becomes aggressive and angry. So whether, like I said, it could have been over spilled water. I don't know, but it looks like Bieber is the one who becomes angry first. It looks like Usher is kind of like taking a back. The images I'm seeing are taking a back, like what? You that
because hold on, man. I just came to say hi. Hold on. That's how I kind of looked at it.
You were my mentor. You were supposed to be my boy. I've been through some things, and I hear nothing from you.
You ain't.
And now you want to come up like we just all cool and stuff. Yeah, I don't play that game, and I understand Justin don't play that, and so he shouldn't.
Yeah,
I make a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
that's it. We're not going any further into that. I could, but I'm not going to be a part of that. So, yeah, I'm going to go. All right. Thank you, ladies.
I think if against Usher, it'll show how egregious it. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Can't smile on your face the whole time.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They're not seeing the victim. They're not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like, what kind of do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more? Because that's what they get victims, and then once they get to a certain age and they get too old for them to enjoy them, they send them out to go get other young. Now, if Usher is a procurer, and if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy?
Because think about the timeline people keep bringing up. Justin was very young, still learning, still trusting the adults around him. And the people guiding him, they were some of the most powerful names in the music business. Usher knew the dangers better than anyone, and it seems he just perpetuated that cycle.
Look at Usher. What Usher say? I seen some things I shouldn't have been seeing at that age. What does that tell you? That he's seen some things, he was around some things when he was young that he shouldn't have been at a Diddy party. So that's going to show you that there are certain things that are happening that's going on that here it is, this kid was saying he shouldn't even seen it and been around it himself.
At that age, you don't question things. You follow, you trust. And that's exactly why fans are now looking.
I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious it.
There it is. Justin Bieber was thrown to the wolves. Usher knew what was going on behind the scenes. He knew how dark the industry was, and he didn't even bother to save this man. He just, well, this young boy at the time, he's a man now, he just threw him to the wolves. But he said, "Nah, I'm not going to let my kids go through that." That is some evil shit. Behind that smile is pure unadulterated evil. I'm sorry. I can't look at Usher the same way again. I mean, no. And anybody else who enabled this behavior for a long time. You know what I mean? And he came out and said, Diddy was very nice to me. I have nothing to say about Diddy. That's what literally Usher said. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't even care. All I know is they've been paying him handsomely to keep him quiet. That Las Vegas residency, yes, the Diddys, the Combs, the Carters, all of them. Okay? They're making sure Usher stay quiet, and he know they throwing money at him, awards at him, residency at him, gigs at him, to make sure he don't say anything, because if Usher wanted to take down the most prominent people in the industry, he has every right to do that. But at the end of the day, he don't care about his kids. He don't care about the safety of innocent victims. At the end of the day, only thing he cares about is himself and his paper. Literally. He can say he cares about his kids all the fuck he wants. What example are you showing your kids enabling this behavior? You're showing them if the dollar's big, who gives a shit who get raped or trafficked or beaten, long as the dollar big and you're able to pay your bills. That's the message you are sending. But you know what? I'm pretty much done with that whole thing. But thank you guys for staying throughout the duration of this video. I hope I entertained you guys. I hope I did. And later I may, if I'm feeling good, I'll probably do some tarot readings. I just need to rest my brain for a moment. Okay. And I need to eat too. But I'll be back with some tarot readings. I'm sure I'm going to be back because I have some energy I need to really release in that area. Okay. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Okay. Love you. Bye.
We see you. We see you. We remember. We remember. I am the storm. I am the storm. I am the silence. I am the silence. I am the truth unveiled. I am the truth unveiled.
You're